No, let
Anyways.
me retell you the story because I didn't get to the punchline of that story. And yeah, there's blow involved in it. That's not a big deal. Like I said, I was 23 years old, dude. Just check it out. My buddy leans to me right after all this happened, and he says, "Whatever you say, tattoo face." Because I wasn't going to say no to the guy. He asked me for 62 cents. And I was just like...
He said, whatever you say? Or you said that?
My buddy was making fun of me because he witnessed what happened. And he's like, you're not going to say no to the guy who's got the face tattoo.
No.
Yeah.
No, he has all my money.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here you go.
Yeah.
No argument. Anything else? There's a sandwich shop right there. Do you want a sandwich? I will buy you dinner. Just don't kill my family. Yeah, face tattoos aren't intimidating, though, if it's on a 16-year-old white rapper. That's not scary.
What the
That's just
fuck
foolish.
is up with that?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, tell me, what the fuck? Because I see pictures and I at first I thought it was fake.
Well, remember what we were talking about this new generation of rappers with the trolling culture? It's 80% online trolling, 20% really shitty music. But this shitty music was recorded in Los Angeles nice studios, so it's loud and it's clear shitty music.
Okay.
And it's good enough quality to make a $100,000 video shoot for, where you just they prance around like sipping lean and smoking all of the drugs.
Well,
and
hold on, you said 16-year-olds.
Yeah.
Face tattoos, right?
I'm
Okay.
dead serious. Lil, what's his name? They're all Lil something.
Lil Stinker.
Lil. No, that was me when I was a kid. No, Lil Pump, the Gucci Gang. You've never heard it, thank God.
I've seen some pictures.
The song
floating
consists
around
of Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang. That's the chorus.
Okay.
No, that's the chorus. And
yeah, I bet the committee who came up with that
this
must
kid,
be right.
He's like a Hispanic kid with purple dreads and face tattoos. And he started when he was 16. I think he's 17 or 18 now.
Oh, he's a geezer.
But he literally is just like drinking cup after cup of lean. You know what lean is?
No.
Right? You don't.
No.
Hydrocodone. It's
hydrocodone.
Hydrocodone. What they give you when you have bronchitis?
Yeah, I'm familiar. It's fucking it's heroin.
Yeah, it's it's liquid heroin.
Sure.
And in rap culture, it started in Houston, Texas, in the early 2000s. There's a group called UGK.
You mean like recreational use being popularized?
Yeah, and exactly what happened. It became a trend through Texas rap culture, Houston, Dallas, but mostly Houston. But there's this group called UGK, Bun B and Pimp C. They made excellent music. It was kind of like Texas Too Short. Like, talked about a lot of the same things, pimping, candy paint on their cars.
The topics, but the music, just that same. Because
the beats were amazing.
Okay, because Too Short's albums, like all the songs are the exact same.
No, I mean
same tempo even.
No, they actually made some really quality albums. But Pimp C died. I think it was drug overdose. Yeah, he was one of the first to die from sipping lean.
And
it became very and
they call it lean. Is that a slang term? They just came
so
up
what
with?
they do is they take Sprite or some fruity soda and mix half of that or whatever their dose is with Sprite, and they drink it like that, and they sip on it, sipping lean, and it. For some reason, for some rappers, it gives them this sort of carefree superpower.
Well, you're high on heroin.
Right. I always wonder, because I would never do that shit, but I always wonder, like, do they feel like they're at a normal speed when they're rapping? Because when you listen to it, it's very slow, methodical music. It's not very good. Like, it's but that trend. Fast forward a little bit. It became a huge culture in music. Mac Miller, that I don't know if you've heard of him, white rapper dude, really talented kid, but he became addicted to it as well.
Well, it's heroin. Of course you get addicted to it.
Right. That's
kind of like part of the deal.
But it's like it's not as big of a deal though.
Wait, I don't know what you mean.
Like, you don't see rappers in videos shooting heroin into their veins on camera, right?
Wait, that's just one way to get. You've got to stop doing that.
That was my elbow.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
No,
there's
but you
more
don't
than
see
one
that
way
because
to
that's
take
just not glamorized. But it's glamorized when you got these kids. They're pouring into this clear plastic cup.
The designer
It's
drug.
got a nice,
version,
it's
right?
a designer.
There's no blood being drawn. There's no smoke. It's
So when I was a sophomore in high school, I had bronchitis, and the doctor prescribed that to me.
Sure.
And I had just heard about it through UGK that they were doing it. I didn't understand why.
It's just heroin. It's just like taking Vicodin. That's exactly what it is. It's taking Vicodin.
Right. But I had bronchitis. They prescribed it to me. My mom was like, you got to take this. I was like, I don't want to, right? It looks disgusting. It's this like thick purple liquid. Like, what? Why? I took it, the recommended whatever I was supposed to do, and that lit me up, dude. Like,
yeah.
And I remember feeling extremely nauseous. Like, extremely nauseous.
Are you really not familiar with like Vicodin and shit?
I'm not a pill guy. I barely take Tylenol and ibuprofen.
Sure.
When I have headaches at work, I'll take ibuprofen, but I've always stayed away from that culture.
Yeah, me too.
It's just gross to me. It's just all of it. It's just gross.
We could talk about like the culture and the effect of the drug all day, but you're talking about
mumble rap.
You're talking about teenagers glamorizing pharmaceuticals, kind of the same way Eminem did with Vicodin. Wasn't that the album cover of his fucking album? Was a Vicodin pill?
But his shit was so facetious.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, he was so facetious about it though. Like, he knew his music, like, he wasn't like, you should do it. He's like, I'm a dumbass doing it, kind of.
No.
That's what it felt like to
only
me.
Like 5% of listeners will take that away from it.
Right. That's the problem.
And people are very impressionable.
Same with comedians saying harsh jokes. I know it's just a joke. I don't take anything personal from comedians. That's their job.
Yeah.
But most people, some people write them death threats and...
Sure, yeah. You could draw that the same way. I guess,
but fast forward 2014, 2018, that's a rough estimate. The mumble rap culture came around. There's the Migos, the Lil Pumps, the Little Whatevers. It's where, they get really high as shit on lean. And
heroin. Just call it heroin.
Yeah.
Seriously.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
And they get in the studio, and the mystique of the mumble rap is that you're just not trying. You're not trying. Like, when I go in and I record a song, I'm trying to pronunciate every word so clear that it comes through here on the mic. Mm-hmm. That way, when I do ad-libs, it blends in, because doing ad-libs is an art. You can layer your vocals a certain way. It makes it sound nicer and fuller. You're right. You're composing music. Yeah. Recording artists. These guys are just on iTunes as Apple recording artists, right? But they're not fucking artists. They're like going in there's that's retarded. Check this out. I'll say that was probably an advanced version of what okay, check this out. Let me say this. You said, they're not artists. I don't. Not in my opinion. Well, that's a really interesting conversation. Disaster strikes every time that I climb on a mic. I bust a rhyme and grab a pen, then my mind takes flight. There was tribe, there was fight, there was days, there was nights that my brain couldn't sleep, so I threw on a beat. Listening to even Lil' Kim, Biggie, Pac, and Nas, I would soak it all in. Corrupt Lil Roscoe and Daz. I cherish these moments, now I'm mastering the craft. I don't wanna hear hits, I'm gonna hit you with my fists. I don't lie, I just spit, fry the beat like fish and chips. My shit slick, like Rick the Ruler. Flip that pillow over, I'ma give him something cooler. Like this and like that, and a bottle of bourbon. The game is getting worse, but I still keep learning. You ever gonna change? Not at all. Forever singing out like la da da. La da da, this game done changed, but that don't mean you have to. Better come correct when you're with me.
come
The
back.
thing is, the
Okay, yeah.
demographic of these
10 minutes. It's perfect.
Yeah.
What were we talking about?
the demographic of these artists.
Oh, I was talking about what's shit and what isn't shit.
Yeah.
And you got to decide. We have to all collectively decide what is shit and what is not. So this mumble rap
Mumble
or whatever
rap.
is shit.
But that's the demographic of the fans that listen to this are 16 and 17-year-olds. Go to one of their shows. I've never been to their shows, but you really think there's dudes your age and my age there bumping their heads to that? No.
There's not many dudes my age in any shows.
It's
really.
ignorant. It's like an ignorant culture where you're supposed to act as wild and crazy as possible, which, stems back to rock and roll days, getting crazy, mosh pits, but
Rock and roll, that was a performance art that took tons of rehearsals.
but they're
and practice
moshing
and
it.
writing.
They're moshing at shows like this. But basically, what it is, it's like 20% microphone time, right? So they're mainly playing. They're playing their tracks out from the PA, like as loud as possible, and then rapping like 20% of the actual words to the song, and just jumping around and acting crazy and getting the crowd as hype as possible. That's what this culture, like live performance wise, is. I've seen the videos. It's just bouncing back and forth and just acting crazy, and then doing drugs and drinking on stage. But like out of the 3-minute song, they did like 5 words, and it's their track
they're doing
playing.
cut rate karaoke to their own music.
Right. Now, if you go see Rakim live, Rakim the God. Oh, I hate you right now. Rakim is
Because I don't.
Eric B and Rakim.
No, I don't know.
Microphone
what that is.
King. Microphone Fiend.
No, man.
Paid in full. Thinking how to get that president.
Do you ever listen to the Ham Hocks?
No.
Dude, so good.
Anyways, like he's one of the first rappers ever. Okay, he's
Okay. So
Yeah.
he's like 200 years old.
80s. Well, no, he's 50.
Oh.
You're not that far from that.
Okay. What?
I'm really surprised you. That's weird. Anyways, a dude like that, a classic rapper, will go on stage with the beat and the microphone.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen in this culture. It's the track playing as loud because they're just trying to get this wave of really high kids.
This all sounds
that are crazy.
awful. Well,
It is awful. That's what the. But
How
this is
do you know about
huge.
this culture?
Dude,
Have you been to one of these shows?
No, but
Oh.
these dudes have like 500, 600 million views on one song. These dudes are going double platinum off of these songs. I wouldn't talk about this if they weren't a big deal in music. They are. I mean, they just are. It's crazy. Real musicians don't like that type of stuff.
I'm
but-
suspicious about that.
well, on YouTube, there's also a lot of dead views too. Like,
Yeah, it's not
But-
just that, not the views.
but they are
just
going
like-
platinum off of these songs.
I think we've had this conversation before. What I don't understand is where the money is coming from without selling an actual unit.
Oh, they're selling units, but they
So
sell
they're
singles.
selling their singles like for $1.99 or something or
Yeah,
whatever they charge
iTunes
on
and-
iTunes, and they are. You think they're making millions of dollars off of this? Because I don't believe it.
It's not just the music though. It's the Instagram. It's the
Would you get your cable off your?
it's like the Instagram. Like, let's say I don't know if this is 100% true, but there's a lot of media outlets saying this. But like there's that pop singer chick, Selena Gomez or whatever her name is.
Sure, I'm actually familiar with that name.
Okay, she has like 180 million followers on Instagram.
Okay.
She reportedly makes $500,000 per post every time she posts on Instagram.
Reported by who?
I don't know. So that I don't know if that's credible or not, but she's definitely getting paid. There's no way somebody with 180 million followers isn't getting paid for that Instagram, because that's keeping Instagram relevant and alive.
Sure.
So she's getting big bucks. I don't know if it's 500,000. That's a little unrealistic.
Here's the funny thing. The only reason I know who that chick is because she's like on the cover of magazines in the grocery store.
She's in Rite Aid on the wall. Yeah.
So she's a performance artist. She's a singer.
Yeah, she's a singer and an actress.
She's international.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So that
Huge.
explains a lot.
Huge makeup
So
lines.
She does not get $500,000 for an Instagram post.
Probably not.
You might be able to translate some,
But she gets
in some weird twisted way. You could bend it like that. But I bet you that she has many revenue streams.
Yeah, makeup. That's why she's in Rite Aid.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's my
makeup,
point.
fucking all kinds of weird
But that's
shit.
my point. These kids in this digital age, they don't have to just do music. Music is very small. They have all these other things they can do to make money, and they probably sell drugs on the side.
I just don't. What the big difference between that
And shows, it's touring. Sorry,
the big difference
Yeah.
between that chick and these fucking 16-year-old heroin addicts with tattoos on their faces are, we don't see them on the cover of People fucking magazine, and that chick is. And the point is, I don't buy
yeah.
it. You need to have a revenue stream, and I don't see one.
touring.
So you go play a
Here,
gig. We
I'll
know
give
what
you a-
gigs pay.
Oh,
We know what tickets
well, here's-
cost. We know how much it costs to fucking throw a show.
Okay, I read this. That Lil Pump, whatever his name is. He recently got arrested. Driving without a license or whatever, and he's missing out on, I can't remember how many shows, but $70,000 per show he's getting paid.
Okay.
Okay, it said he's missing out because of his charges on 1.2 million.
This dude's making 70
On, like-
grand a show. So
yeah.
what kind of places is he playing? What kind of how much are tickets?
Oh, probably a lot.
So if this
He's a
what's,
huge-
what's the name of this kid?
Lil Pump,
Little Pump.
Lil. Don't mess it up.
Lil. So Lily Pump. I'm gonna call him Lily Pump.
He's
If Lily Pump came to Portland, what venue would Lily Pump play?
Roseland probably.
The Roseland. That's what I was gonna say. You're not making 70 fucking
Dude.
grand filling the Roseland.
Catch Me Outside Girl sold out the Roseland
How much were tickets?
last year. I don't know, but
You
she
know how much it
sold,
costs to fucking rent the Roseland
if
for a
it's
night?
if it's $20
To
a ticket,
get there,
she's
to
making
get your
good
shit
music.
there, like, I mean, you got to set your
making
gear
good
up.
money.
Like, there's
I
know
know.
this just as well as me. There's a billion miles of bullshit and money
I'm
tangled
just-
up all over the place. Nobody's walking off stage with $70,000 after they played the Roseland.
I don't know how. I couldn't tell you how much he actually.
I'm just
makes.
saying, like,
Yeah.
what you read, I don't
I
believe it.
doubt he has as much money as. I doubt any of these artists have as much money because they're spending 14 grand a week on drugs.
Well,
I mean, they don't have that much money. The cars are rented.
that's a big habit.
The
right
cars
there.
are rented.
You're not going to last long.
The houses are rented. The girls are rented. Everything's rented in
Sure.
that lifestyle. It's Hollywood.
Yeah,
It's all
yeah.
bullshit.
It is all bullshit.
And you know, if they were forced to live in Oregon by themselves, they'd just crumble and die.
See, nobody's making money off just selling. I told you those headphones suck. Nobody's making money off just selling records alone, right?
No,
And
no.
so you and me both
the industry
know this,
just
like,
destroys people's. Yeah.
well, nobody wants
they
to
take
pay money
everything.
for music anymore. It was
Producers are making good money these days, I think.
engineers, producers.
Because I mean, think about it. Think about a producer making a Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez track. Like you said last year when we were making music, you said pop music has the same chords. All pop songs have the same chords.
sure.
So if a producer has to go in and make the same thing every time, and then that becomes a triple platinum gold record, and it took him 30 minutes, he's probably going to end up making, by the end of the year, probably like 400 or 500 grand off that song.
Maybe.
And then however much the artists make. But that's easy.
If most guys who dabble, this is from my
so
experience.
easy.
Actually, I'm generalizing by saying most guys, but I know that it's not uncommon for producers to be involved with a lot of other different work.
Oh,
so
for sure, yeah.
Not just producing albums, but sound mixing, engineering,
Right.
touring with bands, and like other tech and audio related
Right.
jobs, like small odd jobs and shit.
Right. Like I knew
that.
this. I know this dude Brian. He lives here. He works at In Situ. He used to do sound engineering for the Oprah Winfrey Network. If you
Who?
have, his name's Brian.
No, I mean, what was the network?
Oprah. You know who Oprah is?
What is that like? Is that like some famous gay dude or something?
No, it's a figure skater.
Oh, I know him.
Oprah. Yeah.
Totally, dude. He's badass. That guy can skate. My God.
No, but and I also have a friend, Everett, in L.A. that he worked for ESPN and stuff. So if you have those skills, you go out to L.A. apply for
there's another little avenue.
You will get those jobs.
Yeah,
like they need you. You know, but it's a temp job. You know.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what I mean. Like you get all kinds of different little avenues.
So if you're a producer, you can make some really good money, and you don't have to become as famous.
Yeah,
and that's beautiful.
Well, yeah, that
unless you're a DJ Khaled type dude.
You're absolutely right. You have a great career. You get to love what you do, and you get to stay off the radar and still like fucking live your life.
Right. Unless you're one of those producer guys that wants to be crazy. Crazy famous.
You can be known if you want to be known. I guess you were talking a few podcasts back about the dude who lives in Parkdale. And you were going through all the shit
Ron
he
Nevison,
yeah. He was like miles of stuff.
Yeah, but he
did mixing and producing, though, didn't he? Yeah, he was an engineer.
He produced the Power Rangers soundtrack.
Damn.
The orial Power Rangers.
That's sick.
Styx albums, Bad Company.
Yeah, I remember.
All of
I remember that, yeah.
I mean, but I think producers back then had the Rome wasn't built in a day mentality, and they spent a lot of time on one song. They actually, I doubt that Bohemian Rhapsody was made in 3 hours,
I'll tell you something. There's a lot of truth to that. Being the old dude, you always tell me I'm the old dude. When I was a kid in the 80s, you gotta stop doing that. When I was a kid in the 80s, growing up in the 80s, and the reason I learned guitar, Zach, is because I had so much time.
Right.
It's the same thing, I think.
Same thing with me recording it.
Like producers back in the day, like they did such a great job, like you said, because there was nothing else to do. There was no iPhone to go look at.
Right.
There was no TV. You had like 3 channels, and you didn't really care about it. So, like, when I was learning guitar, for example, and then even in the 90s, dude, I played guitar like 6 hours a day, every day. It was all I did.
Yeah, same with me. But in 2010, I lived in.
I don't think I would do that if I was.
Well, I lived on Beaverton Hillsdale Highway, and I worked part time at a batting cages, and all I did was go to John's Market on Barber, get a bunch of beer, and then record all day and night long. I would barely eat. I forget to eat. That's all I did was record. But that's how I became, good. Mm-hmm. By just constantly,
by doing it. That's what I always tell people is doing it all day.
You got to become obsessed. You have to become obsessed with something to get actually good.
Yes, that was where 90% of what I know how to do on guitar I learned in just that little tiny time frame of my life.
Or you wouldn't get the reaction from people that you get now. People coming up and being like, hey, when are you going to do something,
Yeah.
None of that would have happened unless I would have unless I didn't spend all that time recording.
Practicing, just being involved with it and getting intimate with
driving my roommates crazy because just like my voice is through the walls all day long. Yeah.
No, dude, I had people knock on my door
in an echoey room with no sound cancellation at all. It was, and that was just 2010. So fast forward to now, it's the opposite now with this generation of rap. It's the opposite. It's spend as little time in the actual recording booth as possible. Spend 2 hours drinking, smoking, doing drugs, and listening to the song and acting crazy about it. Dude, and then putting it out there.
That's exactly what I was... That's where I was going with
that. Done.
I think I honestly believe that if I was, 20 years old in 2015, let's say, that I would not have learned guitar the way I learned it.
No.
Or learned other crafts too that I got
drastically
into.
changed.
Anyway, yeah, it was just what you said about like producers killing it back in the day. Like it was their baby. It was all there was. You'd dream about it. You'd wake up thinking about it, and you'd baby your project.
Even rock music too. It sounds very computerized.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Nobody's writing.
Not all of it though. Not all of it.
Nobody's writing anything. The only good thing actually that's happening, I think, that I've noticed anyway is people are getting better at just the people who are playing good music anyway are getting better at just focusing on one thing and doing it their way and doing it well.
The problem with
if it's vocals or if it's an instrument, if that makes sense, like guys who are playing guitar, there's still really there's new innovative guitar players still coming out every day.
For me, which is interesting. For me, what's missing is raw emotion, and there's so much vocal editing these days that it just cancels all that out. And like even that song I was playing through my phone, I still when I think about what they would sound like if we were just in this room right now, I'm like, I probably wouldn't be as impressed. They probably don't sound as good. Yeah. Maybe they do. Maybe, I can't speak for people, but I can hear how much heavy editing and reverb and auto-tune is on everything.
So you remember that shit I recorded last winter? To get the vocals I recorded on those 4 songs, that acoustic.
Do I remember the shit you recorded?
You listened to it. Yeah, I recorded a record last winter. It's just 4 acoustic songs I wrote and recorded.
Oh, yeah.
So I spent 3 months.
The Bird.
I spent 3 months recording that and didn't keep a single track.
What was the song called?
There's 5 songs. No, but just check it out. My point is those vocals are real, and they were like it was like a billion takes to get them and to get it. I practiced until I got until I hit the shit the way I wanted to hit it.
Also, I really like compression and I like a full sound.
Sure.
I want to be able to turn it up in my car, but if I turn it up to 30, the loudest volume or whatever, it's too loud. You want that. You don't. The worst feeling ever
These go to 11.
Spinal Tap. The worst feeling for me when I'm mixing a song is I get it all mixed and it's done. It's just not loud enough.
Yeah.
It stabs me in the heart, man.
No, I hate that. That has a lot to do with software and shit.
Yeah. I need Pro Tools.
Dude, you should.
Pro Tools is dope.
It would surprise you, I think, if you heard the sound quality of just a good old-fashioned cassette tape 8-track.
Oh, yeah.
I'm serious. It punches. The recordings I made on those, dude, 10, 15 years ago,
do you have one?
Still to this day sound better than any of the shit I've ever bounced out from a software program. I don't.
Let's record a demo on an 8-track.
The sound quality is really good.
No one's doing that. Oh, yeah. Hey. This is really soft. I'm in a coffee shop with Fred Armisen, sitting by an armchair, yeah. All right, let's kick it up a notch. Making me get in my feelings. I never noticed it said bitch, 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 bitch on the wall. Well, it says bitch everywhere.
Yeah.
The smooth sounds of Nick Orr on the guitar, followed by the smooth voice of Zach Taylor, aka Philla, aka Grandma's Cookies, aka Warm Blankets in the Wintertime. Let's go. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back. It ain't all funny like Bernie Mac. I'm going around in circles like a cul-de-sac. Hey, like your fitted cap. I'm tight with the brain, man. I kick them facts. React to that. Let me spit it. I'm about to get my hair cut in a minute. This is a freestyle off the top. I don't write down. I don't stop. I just censor myself. Censor my spell. That's the mumble rap. And I don't mess with that. I'm an aristocrat. I kick the facts. Kicking on the acoustic with my boy Nick. Hey, let it ride. Hey. Da, 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 da. We could construct a song right here. Bam, 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 bam. Something, something, something. So something, something, something. Oh, I don't do this shit for nothing. You in this for the money. You mumble through your life. We don't really think it's funny. No, 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 I do it from the heart. I do it for the heart. I do it for the art. I just play my part. Hey. Keep you up like Stumptown Coffee. I'm skating through life like Gretzky in hockey. I hit you in the face like Rocky. I don't drive a jalopy. No, it's a Subaru. Fuck. I got the coffee jitters right now. I'm gonna mumble rap. Damn. All right, ready? Hubba diddy daba doom doo ba ba. Boom 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 boom. Drugs. Ba ba da da boom boom ba ba. Ba da da boom boom ba. Liquor. Boom da da bum bum boom. Bend it out boom boom ba. Money. Boom da da bum. Mumble rap brought to you by Zach.
Oh my God.
That's mumble rap though. But they probably couldn't even go over the guitar. Hey, guitar solo. Come on, get it. Give me that stank face. I gotta get the stank face.
Weird.
Son?
I'm in B minor. I'm like, where the fuck am I the whole time?
Son?
I have no idea where I was at.
This ain't no drug rap. Nick eats healthy, balanced breakfast.
I don't eat breakfast.
You don't eat breakfast?
You eat breakfast?
You look like somebody that eats breakfast.
Really? I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't. I'd say I wouldn't say no to breakfast.
Sausage
but
links
I don't
for
eat
sure.
breakfast. No.
If you could eat breakfast, you'd eat it.
Lately, I've just
Breakfast.
do a speedball for breakfast. Like just straight up, just like Peruvian flake and pure heroin.
Have you ever tried quinoa?
Yeah, quinoa's good. You know, quinoa actually. Here's a little interesting fact. It has the most protein of any legume.
Legume?
Yeah.
What is a legume?
Like a bean.
Ooh, I gotta get going.
Yeah, I know.
All right, let's stop it.
But anyway, quinoa is really good.
So is kale. I like to shove
I
it.
fucking hate kale.
I'll shove it.
Kale's a fucking decoration.
I'll